Welcome to Midtown Atlanta as Georgia Tech softball is on the ACC Network Extra. It's part of the I-75 tournament featuring the Jackets, Northern Illinois, Southern Miss, Brown, Kennesaw State, and Georgia State. Nathan McCurry, Colin Lacey bringing this one to you as Georgia Tech faces Northern Iowa rather. Here's other games. Because of some rain, there has been some scheduling adjustments, so you can check the website for those changes. But Kennesaw State playing Southern Miss tonight. Georgia State had to cancel their games this afternoon. They will play tomorrow. But here from Newborn Field, it is Georgia Tech and Northern Iowa. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for the Panthers. And Colin, this is a Panther team that comes in a 2021 region team from 2 years ago. Last year made it all the way to their tournament championship, but they're going to be without a player that they have relied on. Had 19 home runs last year with an injury, so a little bit of an adjustment for them as you take a look at the starting lineup. They're having to rely on someone like Hannah Kelly, who's the MVC player of the week from a week ago.
Yeah, and Kelly's somebody that has really taken that extra weight. You talked about Emmy Wells, the starting catcher that you expected coming into the season, being a huge part of this Northern Iowa squad. She's out with Tommy John injury, and so being able to have somebody like a Kylie Sanders at the top of the lineup and then Alexis Papillo being able to take over behind the plate and fill that void. Really good work so far for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, they are 6-6 on the season, looking to have a good weekend here. But they're going to face a Georgia Tech team that has won 4 of their last 6. They are coming off a loss at Georgia in the midweek game. But this is a great team. Eileen Morales has this team playing extremely well, preparing for this ACC schedule that's going to be coming up. As you see, our starting pitcher, Blake Nelman for the Jackets. She wants to get back in the circle because she had a tough outing on Tuesday.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough outing in the clean old-fashioned hate. Georgia Tech and Georgia, just an inning in the third, gave up 5 runs. But the big part of what Nelman is able to do is all about the rise ball. If she's able to locate it and throw it for strikes, that's where she's gotten into issues at times in her career, being able to locate it. But when she's got it at the top of the zone, it's almost unhittable.
Well, it should be a good one. Jackets are 8-8 on this young season, and again, preparing for an ACC schedule that you got teams like Florida State and Duke and Clemson, a lot of these teams that are nationally ranked. You got to start cleaning up some things and kind of getting some consistency in your batting order and in your starting defensive lineup. And you're going to see some players today that maybe not see during the ACC tournament, but getting some reps is going to be important.
Yeah, and you just see it from the starting defensive lineup that you're going to see in just a moment. But Emma Kauf, normally the catcher for Georgia Tech, going out to left field the last couple of games for this Jackets lineup, to be able to get somebody like freshman Reese Hunter into the lineup and get her bat into the lineup for Georgia Tech. And so there's a lot of different options that you can have here with this Georgia Tech lineup, and really in the circle as well. We talked about Blake Nelman, and she's been the ace for Georgia Tech for the last couple of years. But you look at somebody that is right behind her, Chandler Dennis, who I wouldn't be surprised if we see her as well at some point tonight. But Dennis is kind of the 1B to Nelman's 1A.
Yeah, senior hurler. You see Blake Nelman there, 2-3 on the season. Moved into 5th in the program history in career strikeouts with the season opening Buzz Classic, now owning 462 strikeouts over her career. She's also 3rd in the ACC and landing 23 in the nation with 54 strikeouts. May not be overpowering, but location-wise, she's putting it where she needs to.
And she does a really nice job of being able to work both sides of the plate to both right-handed and left-handed hitters, but also the vertical challenge. We talked about the rise ball, being able to locate it at the top of the zone, and she has so much movement on that rise ball that it'll look like a beach ball coming in for some of these hitters, but then it just sails just off the top of the zone. Really good work if she's able to locate it early.
No, she really wants to have a good, strong outing. This was scheduled for a doubleheader because of the rain that moved in late. They adjusted schedules. They're going to try and get both games in, but now they have said, let's just get the one game in and then move on to tomorrow's games against Southern Miss. So that's the plan right now. Just one game this evening here against Northern Iowa, as we'll get this thing started here on the ACC Network. Thanks so much for joining us. It has turned into a really cool night here after a day that was approaching 65, 70 degrees. As Nelman's first pitch will be in there for a strike. It's Kylie Sanders standing in, 303 on the season. 10 hits, 3 of those of the double variety. She's down 0-2.
That's what we just talked about with Nelleman. First pitch on the inside black, outside black, being able to find where those edges of that strike zone is for this home plate umpire and Russell McLaughlin.
Northern Iowa coming in winning 6 straight after an 0-6 start.
They seem to like the state of Georgia. All 6 of those wins have come in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, that's right. They played Georgia State earlier. And their bats came alive. Here's the 0-2 pitch as Nelman steps back in. That one's off the plate. Not close enough for Sanders to give chase.
It's a Northern Iowa program that historically has been known for a little bit of pop in the lineup. First 6 games, rather the first 5 games, just 2 home runs, 14 in the last 7.
Yeah, this is a home run hitting team. Last year, of course, when they had Amy Wells, as you mentioned, they set the program record for 22 home runs and over a 500 slugging percentage. Currently, they're first in the MVC in home runs without Amy Wells and slugging .503. So you see the reloading by head coach Ryan Jacobs as it's 3-2 now to the leadoff hitter for the Panthers.
It's kind of what we talked about in the open of Nelleman trying to be a little bit more economical with the pitches. Got Sanders down 0-2, but now fills it up.
Swing and a miss. Big pitch by Nelman. And Sanders goes down. Let's take a look around the horn for the Jackets. See Reese Hunter behind home plate. Hughes over at first. Conley will be at second. Mallory Black over at third. Jen Soleo, then Kauf, Dupree, and Dobbins in the outfield. The old gold and white. Swing and a miss by Alexis Popillo. .333 batting average. She's got 2 home runs. She took a home run cut there.
She's somebody that has really taken the brunt of that void held by Amy Wells behind the plate. She has caught virtually every inning of this season for Northern Iowa.
Nelman's calling Hunter out to the circle. Occasionally this happens when you've got a pitcher catcher change.
And we mentioned Kauf, who has essentially been Blake Nelleman's, I don't want to say personal catcher,
right,
but essentially ever since they got to the flats here at Georgia Tech. When you've got somebody like Reese Hunter, a freshman just coming in, trying to get acclimated to college softball, and oh, by the way, you've got one of the best in the ACC in the circle.
Off the plate will be 1-1. Popillo, a freshman out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Here's the 1-1. Not going to get the call. 2 balls, 1 strike.
We've talked about with Reese Hunter behind the plate. Eileen Morales has called her an old-fashioned catcher, really good behind the plate on the defensive side.
Tried to frame that one up. Again, not going to get the call. The Jackets umpires are going to question that call. 3-1.
It's part of what early innings are all about in softball, trying to figure out, you know where the rule book strike zone is. Where's the strike zone for this home plate umpire?
Just off the plate. They're going to say, yeah, it's going to be in there for a strike, too. I think Nelman will take that. Nice frame-up job by the freshman. The only time Georgia Tech and Northern Iowa have played, it was a neutral site in Tucson, Arizona in March of 2004. Jackets picked up a win there, 7-0. Ball sharply hit towards the gap. It's going to go off the wall. And the play will be at second base, but it's a throw off the bag. So Popillo with a 1-out, 3-2 double.
Really good piece of hitting, but this is what you see from Popillo. Being able to deliver, but also when she gets to second base, you saw the energy firing up that first base dugout. That's what she has brought to this squad. And we've talked about it already. Emmy Wells not in the lineup this year so far and expected to be out most, if not all, of the season with Tommy John. But being able to have that spark in the lineup.
Here's Madison Parks, the junior 286, batting with a runner in scoring position and just one out. Parks was the MVC second team last year. Stands in trying to put the Panthers up early on the Jackets here on the road. After a long rain delay, this game was scheduled to start at 5 o'clock. Originally scheduled for 3. There's a strike in there. 0-2. This is where Nelman really shines. 0-2 against a hitter. Has some pitches to play with.
Yeah, and if you're Nelman, I would almost say go right after Parks.
She does, fouled off.
Talked about trying to be economical with the pitches. Has reached a full count each of the first 2 batters after getting ahead. At some point, you need a batter where go right after him and be able to keep that pitch count low.
Parks from Pella, Iowa. Takes a good pitch. Northern Illinois out of the Missouri Valley Conference as the ball is going to pop away from Hunter and the runner advances to third base on the wild pitch.
And that's the spark that we've talked about with Papillo being able to, I was about to mention it if that one got caught, but a really good secondary lead she's shown and reads it in the dirt. Once it skips anywhere away from Hunter, is off to the races, and that's where an extra base can mean a run early in a game.
Just one out. Runner at third. Fouled off. Still taking healthy cuts with 2 strikes.
It's a Northern Iowa team that's not going to get cheated at the plate. I don't see a whole lot of going down looking, going up, swinging the bat, and trying to, as we talked about, getting the pop going.
2-2. Comes in high, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's like still trying to find that grip and the good feel for the rise ball. Hadn't been able to locate it. It's been the off speed that she's been able to dot at the bottom of the zone. Still trying to look for that feel of the rise.
Maya Dodge waits on deck, and it didn't mean to up the third base line, and they're going to say it's foul. And I think Mallory Black's lucky. That was very close.
Black was pretty much straddling the line and having to dodge the runner Papillo over at third base, but
so 3-2 once again. Chopper, second, on to first, had to hold the runner, so exactly what the Jackets needed. A soft ground ball holds the runner at third base, and there are 2 outs.
That's a good move by the Jackets early in this one, bringing the infield in, not fully in, but being able to look the runner back and still get the out at first base. Really well done by a pretty good defensive team for Georgia Tech.
Yep, Connolly. Only 8 errors on the season for the Jackets, up near the top of the ACC with 98% fielding percentage as Dodge stands in and takes ball 1. Dodge out of Hiawatha, Iowa, near the Cedar Rapids area. That ball's down. 2-0.
She's one of the big contributors coming back into this lineup from a year ago as a freshman. Led the Panthers in average stolen bases. It's a team that'll run as well. Already 30 stolen bags on the year in just 12 games.
Fouled off to make it 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Runner still at third base. With runners in scoring position, Dodge hitting .333. She waits the Nelman 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Great pitch by Nelman.
And again, she's had the feel for those breaking balls low in the zone. That one trying to get Dodge to chase, and she does. Now trying to find that put-away pitch.
Here comes the 2-2. Popped up in the air. Soleo will close the mid on it, and the Panthers strand around.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover.
In position.
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
In pursuit.
Hey, Seth, getting ready to roll?
Yep, rolling with Verizon. And I got this incredible iPhone 14 Pro on them.
So you got an amazing network and save money doing it.
That's right. Get iPhone 14 Pro, Apple Watch SE, and iPad. All three on us. On the network you want. Verizon.
Back here for the bottom of the first, Georgia Tech taking their first at bat. Take a look at their starting lineup here for this evening. As it's going to be, well, we'll go around the, well, we could do that. It's fine. Madison Dupree will lead things off for the Jackets. Emma Kauf will bat behind her. And boy, Kauf earned all kind of accolades coming into this season, and well earned as well.
And we've talked about it already today of being able to transition to the outfield. You saw it at times last year of being able to just kind of get a day off. Now it seems like now that you've got Reese Hunter behind the plate, able to use her in a little bit different way.
You see Mallory Black doing great things offensively. Sarah Beth Allen in the defensive player position. Boy, she brings some pop to the middle of the lineup. And then Auburn Dupree down at the bottom has been a great addition and surprise here for the Jackets.
The bottom of this lineup really good at trying to manufacture runs for this Jacket offense.
Caleb Picard is the pitcher, and ground ball going to pop off of the shortstop Sanders' glove. Tough play going to her right. Not sure if they're going to give a hit or an error on that, but you've got Madison Dobbins on first base. See the play here.
Really good job of waiting back on the off-speed pitch. Had the step earlier and got her out of a normal rhythm. Looks like it's going to be a base hit for Tech.
They will give a base hit to Dobbins and bring up the dangerous Emma Kauf. 364 on the season. Leads the team in hits.
The thing that makes Kauf so dangerous is how much she can do at the plate. You saw what she was able to do with the power, especially on the double side of it a year ago. Has continued that side, but also the plate discipline, really good eye at the plate, and as you just saw, trying to lay down a bunt, but able to pull it back and see it through.
Off the plate, 2-0. Kauf ninth in the ACC in slugging percentage at .750. Also ninth in total bases. Second in the ACC in triples. There's a good pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Probably not the start she wanted to this season, but she's building confidence. Things are getting better offensively for her. When you got a 364 average and say, well, may not the best starts, the ball's going to be in the dirt. So no chance to get the speedy Dobbins, who steals a base.
That's a really good jump by Dobbins over at first. Able to time it up perfectly. Get the ball in the dirt, and it's just a perfect storm for Georgia Tech.
5 for 5 in stolen bases this year. 3-1 count to Kauf. And strike on the outside edge. It's a pretty good pitch.
Kauf thought it was a little bit off. The call coming out from home plate umpire, able to get another chance at the plate.
That's off the plate. You got 2 runners. No aboard. with Grace Conley coming up. Sophomore, 286 on the season. 4 extra base hits. Bats here with nobody out. See out of Sewanee, Georgia. Here's the first pitch to her from Packard.
This is a Northern Iowa team that we talked about the power on the offensive side, but pitching has really kind of been their forte. A 2.98 team ERA. Really just attacking lineups.
Packard last year a first-team All-MVC selection. It's also NFCA All-Region third team. And Popillo will go out and have a word with Packard.
You can already see something a little bit off with Packard as pitching coach Monica Wright making her way out. But this is a Northern Iowa team that is all about going right after lineups, averaging just about 2.5 walks a game. You've already seen one here in the first inning, getting behind Conley, 2-0, and this is not the part of the lineup for the Jackets that you want to be able to put on with free passes, because Georgia Tech, we talked about the bottom of the lineup being able to manufacture runs. You don't want to give extra opportunities to this Jacket lineup.
Yeah, Packard 2.03 ERA, 3-0 win-loss record, making her 8th appearance, her 7th start. She does have one complete game. Opponents only hitting 185 against her. She got 42 strikeouts, Colin, in 31 innings pitched.
That'll work.
That will work. She's going to need one here. She's fallen behind 3-0 to the Jackets hitter. Conley will wait. Likely taking. And it's in there for a strike. Actually looked like she crossed up her catcher a little bit.
And this is a situation for Georgia Tech. You've already seen the first 2 hitters get on. Kauf getting aboard with a walk. You almost make Packard throw 2 strikes to you here.
And the rain just started pouring down as the ball's sent up to the shortstop, put away for out number 1. I mean, out of nowhere, right off the bat, the rain just started unloading.
I had looked down at my book and heard it start coming down. I'm like, what did I miss? It's kind of the way it was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Today they had the tarp on the field, and all of a sudden a small monsoon coming through Midtown.
All right, Sarah Beth Allen will bat with 2 runners on and 1 out. That one way too high. Is Allen 235 on the season, but 4 home runs, tied for the team lead. Half her hits are home runs. She can put the Jackets up by 3 here if she can get a hold of one. Both have been way outside the zone, however.
And if you're Sarah Beth Allen, got to make sure if you're going to go after one, got to make sure it's in the zone. Can't help Packard out, who has struggled early with the command. It's a really good eye there. One that started just above the knees and fell off the table towards the tail end, but a good job recognizing the spin.
3-0. Packard, the reigning pitcher of the week in the MVC. After that complete game. And ball 4. So she's loaded the bases here for Reese Hunter. Hunter comes in. 304 on the season. 7 hits. She does have a home run. 3 RBIs. Here's Packard's first pitch to her. As a freshman, with 1 out, you got the bases loaded. That was a tough pitch. But you got to be thinking long ball here.
Especially coming off a tough game in the midweek.
Yeah.
Want to get that taste out of your mouth.
Tried to go back to the same location just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Do you like what you see from Hunter? Talked about being able to put her in behind the plate, really good defensively, but also to get her bat in the lineup.
Rise ball, change of speeds. Too high, 2 balls and 1 strike to Hunter.
And a good look for Hunter so far. Has taken all 3 pitches. She thought the first one was out of the zone, but now you've worked at 2 and 1, not trying to be too overeager to put the Jackets up.
Roswell High School freshman swings and misses. 2-2. She was a team captain there at Roswell High School, Defensive Player of the Year twice, Offensive Player of the Year, and MVP for her Roswell Hornets squad there in high school. 2-2 pitch, and she's going to chase one off the plate, but foul it off. This is where you grow up as a young hitter.
When you're a freshman thrust into the lineup early in your career, especially as a catcher, being able to run this team and kind of quarterback it from behind the plate, this is where you learn quickly.
First at bat in college as the bases are loaded, and that one's taken inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So anything close. Here's the 3-2. And it was close, swung on and missed. Great strikeout for Packard. Got her to go down and chase it, and a huge strikeout.
That's a really good pitch by Packard. Good late movement, tailing away from Hunter.
Good location as well. You see where Hunter was trying to go, to O'Keefe. Here's Hughes. Hughes, 444 on the season. Leads her team in batting average with 8 hits and 18 at-bats. Has driven in 4 runs. She can do that with 1 swing here, but they're 2 outs. And if the Jackets, you don't want to spoil this. Good off speed, not going to get the call, however. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Hughes is somebody that is just taking advantage of an opportunity. First base was kind of a question mark coming into the season of who was going to fill that void left by Trisha Awald a year ago, and who was going to fill it. You've had a couple of different options, but Hughes has really come on strong lately.
Fouls that one off, should get out of play, and does. He had a Hughes out of Lee County High School. Mainly used as a pinch hitter last year. Here's the 1-2. Swing on and miss. And Packard gets out of the inning, stranding 3. Jack.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover.
In position.
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
In pursuit.
Switch to Verizon and get Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. And you can keep your own phone.
I love puppies.
Well, I love that I switched to Verizon. My other network used to drive me crazy.
Yeah, I love that we both got an awesome network and save money doing it.
I know, $25. But I love...
Hey, we're sitting on a sign here.
That's Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
Back here at Mewborn Field, the rain has dissipated as we start the top of the 2nd inning, no score. And you're going to circle that and go back to it, Colin, of missed opportunity. 1 out, runners in scoring position for the Jackets, just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and that's a key opportunity, especially after you wiggled out of a little bit of a jam in the 1st inning. Really wanted to get something across there in the bottom half, and now you got to send Blake Nellerman and back out to the mound to try to get another 0.
Hannah Kelly, redshirt senior, MVC Player of the Week, leads things off. 423 leading all Panther hitters. 11 hits, just 1 home run on the season. She's got a 1-1 count here.
She's somebody that can turn into another leadoff hitter in the middle of an order. Mentioned 423 average, but getting on base at better than 500.
That's a tough pitch on the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's her first full week as a designated player last week. Swing and miss. She'll go down. And she earns Player of the Week. That's not too shabby.
And if you're Blake Nellerman, that's exactly what you want. 4 pitches, get the strikeout, was able to get up in the zone on that one. That's the first time today she's been effective up in the zone. We mentioned it earlier. If she finds that, it becomes, that much more difficult for Northern Iowa.
Here's Brooke Snyder. Drew national attention with 4 home runs already this year. She's got pop. She leads this team in RBIs with 12. Bats with 1 out, 0-1 count. And you want to get ahead of these types of hitters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, she's got the look of intensity. She ain't playing around up there. Snyder waits the 1-1. Lifted and off the top of the wall. Sliding into second base with the second double of the afternoon for the Panthers. Snyder, Brooke Snyder. Second, make that the 4th double of the season for her.
That's a really good job. That one down almost at her shoe tops. Had to go down and golf that one and almost got it out of the yard. It was just off the top of the wall.
Yeah, Dupree played it beautifully off the wall, barehanded. But an easy double there for Snyder as Hogan will stand in. Taylor Hogan, the junior, 250 on the season. So runners aboard once again, or a runner aboard once again. See that first team all MVC from last year out of Waterloo, Iowa. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out in the inning.
It's been hit or miss on getting calls tonight from home plate umpire, but Reese Hunter has been working behind the plate, trying to twist her body just enough to get that strike call.
Now it's going to be Conley scooping over to Hughes. It does move the runner over, so a productive out for the Panthers. Here comes Sammy Moss.
This is exactly what you saw in the first inning from Northern Iowa. Strikeout, double, 4-3 ground out. Nellerman was able to get out of it with Papilo stranded over at third base in the first.
First pitch strike to Moss.
But the thing you have seen is Nellerman a lot more economical with the pitches. It was 3-2 to each of the first 3 batters back in the first.
Swing and a miss. Swing and foul back, rather. 238 on the season for Moss. Runners in scoring position. She's hitting 250. She's got 3 doubles on the season and 6 RBIs. Fouls it off. Out of Mount Vernon, Iowa. She made the MVC all-tournament team last year. Swing and miss, chased one outside. Nelman strands runner in scoring position. So no damage.
Get bath tissue or paper towels for just $3.99. Thursday only at Hy-Vee. That's right, your daily deal for Thursday is Simply Done bath tissue or paper towels for just $3.99. While supplies last, only at Hy-Vee.
Admit it, you used my Old Spice body wash.
Of course. I'm not letting hotel soap near my skin. Right.
Now I'm gonna be ashy.
It's the lavender and mint for me. Get that.
Savannah, if you don't get your moisturized hands off my body wash.
No, he didn't.
Loser. Colin Eileen Morales coaches over at third base. She's the head coach in her 5th season at Georgia Tech. Played here, was a 2005 Freshman of the Year in the ACC. And boy, what great energy and culture she's developed here as the rain kind of starts popping up here once again. And you can just kind of feel it through this team.
And you talked about culture. That's one thing that she's really been big on ever since she got back to the Flats, of being able to build that culture up around this program and being it how connected she is to this program, somebody that is huge to do that.
Seeing eye single in the 6 hole for Mallory Black. Boy, she's had a great season. Playing small ball here. And it'll bring up Auburn Dupree with a runner on and nobody out.
We mentioned it earlier with Black, Dupree, and Saleo, the bottom third of this order for Georgia Tech. Being able to manufacture runs, just get on base for the heavy hitters at the top of the lineup.
Packard with a runner at first. We'll see Dupree. She squares the bunt. No score here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Both teams have had runners on base each half inning. It's a bunt that's popped up and rolling around and will bounce foul. That went in every direction it could. Forward, backward, side to side, and rolls foul.
I think it may have confused everybody around it as well.
Those will lock you up. You know, do I let it go? Do I not let it go? Good decision there by Papello. One ball, one strike to Dupree. She's going to chop it foul.
See Black off on the pitch. The last one, see if you see another hit and run put on by Eileen Morales.
One, two. Swing and a miss. She went upstairs and Dupree couldn't find it. Third strikeout for Packard. That'll bring up Jen Saleo.
That's where she's gone for the majority of those strikeouts. Going up in the zone. Really good rise ball that starts right below the Tech lettering on the jersey.
That's where those slap hitters, because they start moving towards first base, a pitch on the outside, you really get knotted up. Here's Saleo, the junior. 220 on the season. Looking for her first extra base hit out of Decula, Georgia. Bats with a runner on and one out. Ooh, and that comes in and, well, it hit something. Must not have been part of Saleo.
Sounded like it may have been off the knob of the bat. Get another look at it.
Oh, it was her glove. And Saleo's bat ended up in the catcher's mitt. 1-1. Two and one. Now to Saleo. Boy, she's been a highlight machine defensively for the Jackets. Sharply hit up the first base line. She can do that too.
Somebody that I think communications contact for Georgia Tech softball, TJ Strickland, has called her the human highlight reel.
That's right.
Been on SportsCenter's top 10 twice last year.
She's got a 2-2 count here with a runner on and just one out. Comes up and in. So 3-2. Runner should get a pretty good head start here. And ball 4. Didn't need it. He walked the 9-hole hitter and flipped the order. Here comes Dobbins. Madison Dobbins singled to start the top of the first. Stole a base and was stranded at third base. She's also a Hornet. Nope, I lied. She's actually Mill Creek. She's out of Roswell, but she went to Mill Creek High School. Gosh, don't mix that up.
Yeah, you'll have people coming after you for that.
She was All-State in 2020 out of Mill Creek. That one's down in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Georgia Tech's done a really nice job today of being patient at the plate. When you're going up against a team that doesn't walk a whole lot, easy to go up free swinging.
That's straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Already drawn 3 walks on the day.
Jackets 0 for 4 with runners on this early point in the game. Off the plate. Runs it even 2-2. Dobbins 385 with runners in scoring position. Waits the 2-2, comes in. Packard not going to get the call, 3-2.
Packard has done a exceptional job today of being able to grind through at bats. Has had a lot of deep counts.
Up and going to get the runner home. Sliding in, safe. As it snuck through to right field. That score is black. And runners will be at the corner with 1 out. So a clutch hit there for Dobbins. She's got 2 hits on the afternoon or the evening.
Good job by Dobbins, not trying to do too much. Just put the ball in play. And the catcher, Papillo,
she made it close, didn't she?
Went up the first base line to make the catch. I think if she sits back closer to the plate and lets the ball travel, you may have an opportunity for a tag at the plate, but had to catch it, then take a step back towards the dish before you make the tag. But again, you look at Papillo at the beginning of the year, wasn't necessarily expecting a whole lot of action behind the plate. But when you've got Emmy Wells going down with injury, being thrust into that starting spot.
Here's Emma Kauf. Bats with runners at the corners and just 1 out. It would be like an Emma Kauf caliber player being out for the season when the Panthers lost Emmy Wells. She was the MVC most valuable player last year, first team all conference, all defensive team, all region first team. Pitch down the zone, 2-0.
And as a former catcher, whenever you see a catcher that is on the all defensive team, I'm a big fan.
It swells the heart.
It does.
Kauf walked back in the first, has a chance to extend the Jackets' lead here. if she sees a pitch to hit. She might not. 3-0.
What's the old adage? The open base may not be first base.
Yep. But it doesn't get any easier with Conley and Sarah Beth Allen behind her. Here's a generous strike. 3-1. Russell McClatchin behind home plate. Ricky Sexton at first and Buster Hickton at third. Our umpires today. Runners go, and that comes inside and hits Emma Kauf. Boy, that was smarts.
I think that caught her on her back elbow. She's got the elbow guard on that lead arm, but as she turned in to try to stay on the pitch, looks like it may have come back, and we'll get another look at it. Trying to stay on it, and
Ooh, yeah,
caught
that
the
point.
bony part of that back elbow that doesn't have the guard on it.
The humerus is not very humorous. And she goes down immediately and feeling every bit of that. So Coach Morales is asking, is she going to get to go down to first? I don't think she swung or would be considered a swing. And boy, that's not a great look. I mean, that arm weighs a ton right now. She's just trying to get some feeling back in her arm.
That's tough to take that. You love being able to stay in on the pitch and taking one for the team, but when it was ball 4 anyway. So you see athletic trainer Ashley Norris working on that the left elbow, I should say.
At this point, you got Reese Hunter behind home plate. You may just pull her out of the game and let her recover, but she's a competitor. You know she wouldn't want to come out if she can stay in.
Again, we mentioned it earlier with Hunter and Kauf. You've got a lot of options of what you're able to do. But I can almost guarantee you Emma Kauf begging to try to stay in this one. But
nice hand for her, but yeah, that's you can see her head to the dugout. Pinch runner will be at first base, and then we'll have a new left fielder. Dead silent here at Mewborn Field because they know how important Emma Kauf is. As Coach Morales will select a pinch runner. And it looks like it's Paige Vukadinovich, the freshman. She likely will stay in at that position. Out and left.
Now entering the game for Georgia Tech at first base is the freshman from Munster, Indiana, number 17, Paige Vukadinovich.
saw a couple of Panthers head down to the right field bullpen, start to get loose. We mentioned it. Packard hasn't necessarily had the sharpest stuff today, but has done a really good job of trying to grind through at bats, just allowing 1 run on 3 hits so far.
Here's Grace Conley standing in. Bases loaded, just 1 out. She popped up back in the first. And that ball's hit sharply and deep and out of here. Grand slam for Grace Conley, and she's opened this one up off the scoreboard. Conley with her 2nd home run of the season, and it is a big one.
And that is a no-doubter off the bat. One that just caught too much of the plate, and Packard knew it right off the dish. Comes in belt high, and a really good job of Grace Conley not missing that one.
Such a danger. That might make Emma Kauf feel a little bit better. And she got a 5-0 lead now with just 1 out. Sarah Beth Allen, another dangerous hitter, stepping in. Might have a change coming in the circle for the Panthers, however. And you will. Got a new pitcher coming in for UNI. It is going to be number 2, Samantha Heyer. We'll take a break. We'll give you Samantha's number.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see how Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Nice tip. I'll give you $2 for the chair.
2? That's a Victorian antique.
Victorian antique.
Geico. Switch to Verizon and get welcome unlimited for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. And keep your own phone.
I love that we both got an awesome network and save money doing it. Hey, we're sitting on a sign here.
That's welcome unlimited for just $25 a line. Verizon.
Samantha Hayer's your new pitcher, 3.23 ERA, 3-4 win-loss record, making her 10th appearance. She's pitched 34 2/3 innings, given up 31 hits, 16 earned runs, but 50 strikeouts. So another pitcher that can come in and get some Ks. And you need outs if you're the Panthers, because Georgia Tech has really just shocked you with that grand slam.
Samantha Heyer, somebody that is a lot like a Chandler Dennis for Georgia Tech in the sense of when you go to the bullpen, you're not dropping off very much, if at all. Heyer, a second team All-Missouri Valley last year, set a program record in strikeouts.
Faces Sarah Beth Allen, first pitch swinging, an off-speed pitch.
A lot of times when you got high strikeout numbers, you've got high walk numbers, but she was lowest on the squad with just 39 walks.
That one's up in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of Charles City, Iowa. Mentioned last year, second team all MVC, also MVC first team scholar athlete. There's a strike. Set the new program record for strikeouts per 7 innings last year with 10.9.
It's not too shabby.
Not bad at all. If this were a doubleheader, she likely would have been your game 2 starter. Foul back.
Now you have the opportunity to try to double up on your 2 starters. Maybe a little bit shorter leash for Packard than you would normally have if you got another one coming up.
Ooh, fouled off. She last pitched back on February 28th, went 2 1/3. Gave up 2 runs. Neither were earned. And just 1 hit. An off-speed pitch erases Allen.
That's a really good pitch. Spent the entire at-bat throwing away, 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 and then a really good job dotting the inside corner.
Frozer. That'll bring up Reese Hunter, the 8th batter to stand in this inning. Jackets with a 5 spot on the board.
Hunter, somebody we mentioned getting acclimated to the college level. You got to imagine as a freshman early in the season.
Ooh. That one sails past her. Gave it a hack.
Georgia, a little bit different than a lot of places around the country where softball in the state of Georgia at the high school level gets played in the fall. So Hunter had to wait a lot longer to get back on the field.
That one's off the plate. 2-1. Struck out back in the first. Fouls that one back.
Still waiting to get a foul ball in our booth.
It's going to be pretty tricky. You can jump out there and get one, I'm sure.
I think we could do it.
I mean, you could do it. That ball's launched. And not far enough. Dang it. At the wall. Thought she got more of it. She did not. It's put away to left field by Dodge, and that'll end the inning. 5 runs across for the Jets.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover.
In position.
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
In pursuit.
Hey, Seth, getting ready to roll?
Yep, I'm rolling with Verizon. And I got this incredible iPhone 14 Pro on them.
So you got an amazing network and save money doing it.
That's right. Get iPhone 14 Pro, Apple Watch SE, and iPad. All 3 on us. On the network you want. Verizon.
Long ball by Grace Conley. Has the Jackets up 5-0. It's a grand slam for her. Big smiles on her face. Got to feel good to get back out in the field. And you know your team's got a big lead, and Blake Nelman appreciates that.
And all of that gets started by the bottom of the order for Georgia Tech. A single by Black, a walk by Jen Soleo, hit her double play partner. And that's how you get 5 runs. You get the bottom of the order contributing, and then the top of the order driving them in.
Big swing by Lamprecht. She's the 9-hole hitter for the Panthers. The junior 171 on the season. She's got 6 hits and a pair of doubles and a pair of home runs. The only other game in this I-75 tournament is Southern Miss at Kennesaw State, and the Southern Miss has a 1-0 lead on Kennesaw State. 5-0 here as that pitch is high, 2-1.
Haven't really seen Nelman be able to get into a groove. Seen at times whenever she's got everything working, gets into a groove and really puts the pedal down.
Ball's popped up. Should be easy play, but in the path of the runner. Nicely done there by Hughes, avoiding the runner and putting away out number 1.
But that's what makes really good pitchers take that next level. When you're able to not have your best stuff, but able to grind through at bats, being able to negotiate a couple of runners here and there. Is giving up 2 hits, but nothing come across the plate.
Here's Sanders, struck out to start the game. Takes a strike there. Kylie Sanders out of Grandview, Iowa. As a freshman, she was in the starting lineup 43 times, earning MVC Newcomer of the Week twice. Ended the season with a .302 batting average. She was a 4-sport athlete: volleyball, basketball, track, and softball in high school.
She need to have somebody to keep up with that schedule.
She has an older sister who currently plays with her on the squad, Haley. And that ball is just out of the reach of Mallory Black. This isn't something you see mentioned too often in bios. Her volunteer work includes cemetery cleanup, football games, volleyball games, basketball games, working the concessions.
Do a little bit of everything.
She is one-woman wrecking crew. Ooh, that one comes in and plunks her.
Wasting no time sprinting down to first base.
So Panthers have another runner on base. Here's Papillo.
Pretty impressed with Papillo, what she's able to do at the plate. Had that double back in the first inning. Really seems to be the spark plug of this team.
That one comes in and almost gets her. Well, nope, called a strike. Looked up and in. She doubled back in the first. Was stranded at third base. Ball high, 1-1.
Nelliman still trying to find the feel for that rise ball up in the zone. It's what she likes to do, work down with the breaking stuff and get the rise ball starting at the letters.
Another strike in there. Work down in the zone.
The good side of it for Nelliman, though, if you're going to miss with that rise ball trying to go up, you'd rather miss high than take it a little bit too low.
Runner goes down to second, and Hunter's throw looked like it was on the mark, but just bounced over Soleo's glove. She kind of looked back and said, that was on me. Good coverage by Conley behind her, and a stolen base for Sanders.
That's a pretty good throw by Hunter behind the plate, having to dig the ball out of the dirt and get it out quickly. A longer hop for Soleo, and I think if Soleo's able to pick it, they've got her out at second.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Papillo.
Fourth strikeout for Nelliman. That's where you're seeing going up in the zone, starting it right at that Panthers across the chest and being able to get a swing and a miss underneath it.
Here comes Madison Parks. Grounded out back in the first.
Parks a really good at bat her first time up. 9 pitches before that ground out that you mentioned.
Led the Panthers in walks last season. She swings and fouls that one back. Now 0-2.
No, it wouldn't be too long before we heard some Frozen.
Nelman delivers. That's a rise ball. Let's see, they're going to get a call. No, she did not go. They appeal down to third. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Parks. Nelman, 2 2/3, just allowed 2 hits. It's got 4 strikeouts.
And it's just had to grind through at bats.
And work around those 2 doubles. 3-2. It's a good hitter with a good eye. Second on the team currently in walks with 8. Fouled off.
Northern Iowa, really good approach at the plate. Seen so many deep counts. Fouling off 2 strike pitches to be able to stay alive.
Two outs, runner at second base. Nelman stands in the circle for the 3-2 pitch and fought off.
Two at bats. This will be the 17th pitch Madison Parks has seen today.
takes strike 3. Nelman gets Parks looking. Ryan Jacobs is the head coach for Northern Iowa, 16th season. Like Eileen Morales, he played at UNI as a baseball player, was a pretty good one as well. And then he was assistant coach there, went and coached high school and then came back. And now is the head coach. So he's only coached one place, played one place, UNI. He's bleeds purple and blue, purple and gold.
Was a catcher in his days at UNI. And was an assistant coach on the baseball side for a couple of years, then made his way over to the softball side, but has done a really good job of cementing this program towards the top of the Missouri Valley each and every year.
Here's Abby Hughes standing in. She's going to foul one back. As Hayer's still out in the circle. Hughes struck out back in the first to end the inning. Swing and a miss. Good pop of the mitt for Hayer.
You've seen Hayer hasn't gone to the straight fastball very much since she's come in. But being able to pull it out when she needs to, and Jackets have been late on it so far.
That ball is outside the zone. I beg your pardon, pronounce her name Hayer. So Abby Hughes, 2-2. The ball's high. 3-2. Seen a lot of full counts from the Panther pitchers.
Seen both of these teams have a really good mindset at the plate, really good approach.
Comes in, ball 4. So that's going to bring up Mallory Black. Watch this pitch. How close is it? Nice frame up there by Papillo. Didn't get the call. So Jackets have a runner for the 3rd inning in a row, as did the Panthers. But the Jackets have been more successful on knocking those runs in. Mallory Black singled to start the 2nd.
Georgia Tech has had the leadoff hitter in each of the first 3 innings on. Able to wreak a little bit of havoc. Left them loaded in the first.
2-0. Didn't mean to up the first base line. That was the 4th walk drawn by the Jackets. They sit at 4th in the ACC in that category. And good teams find a way to get those runs home.
Get them on, get them over, and get them in any way you can. And even more impressive to do it against a Northern Iowa team that's not used to giving up free passes.
Yep, ball gets away from catcher Papillo, and heading down to 2nd is Hughes. I believe that's going to be a wild pitch. And if you count the hit batter, which was Emma Kauf, replaced by Vukadinovich, 2 of those have come home to roost. Down in the zone, another walk drawn by the Jackets. That one wasn't anywhere close.
Back-to-back walks will drive any coach crazy, especially when you're already down 5-0 and towards the bottom of the order for the Jackets.
Heyer's going to have to face Auburn Dupree, the sophomore. Struck out back in the 2nd, an inning ago. Squares to bunt, trying to move the runners over. She had runners on her last at-bat, kind of trying to do the same thing, as just have a productive out and move the runners to 2nd and 3rd. She's going to swing at that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dupree. Nobody out in the inning. Runners at first and second.
Third baseman Snyder well in from the third base bag.
That's a good bunt. Past everybody. Big smile from Dupree as she loads the bases on the single. Couldn't have placed it better.
It's a big smile because that's exactly what she was trying to do with the third baseman pulled in, trying to catch it enough to where it got just past the third baseman Snyder. And once it gets past Snyder, nobody else had a shot.
Speaking of nobody, there's nobody out. And here's Jen Soleo, walked her first time in the box. Takes ball 1. So pitching coach gonna pop out and go check on her pitcher higher. Monica Wright heads out.
Kind of a rising star in the softball coaching side, especially on the pitching side. Has seen time at Valparaiso, Elon, Bowling Green already.
Pretty long conversation with Hire. Bases loaded. Turned into a pretty pleasant evening. This game was supposed to be a 3 o'clock start with a doubleheader. That got washed out as the rain moved in. We ended up starting just after 6:30. Seen a couple of spot showers. And here's a strike. 1-1 to Soleo. Hughes at third, Black at second, Auburn Dupree at first for the Jackets. That one's up and in. 2-1. I think Hire wanted the call.
Papillo behind the plate did a really good job trying to snap that down into the zone. Not necessarily jerking it with the whole arm, just trying the slightest of hand movement.
That's going to pop away from Papillo, and Run's going to come home and score easily. That's a pass ball, unfortunately for the catcher. And runners advance to second and third.
Not sure if Papillo got crossed up or just trying to squeeze it a little bit too early, but very rarely do you see a cold strike and a pass ball all in one.
And Soleo's going to lift one up into the sky. Put away for out number 1. Runner advances home and to third. So Jackets now lead 7-0. Nice at bat for Soleo. Sacrifice fly will plate a run. And here is Madison Dobbins back to the top of the order with just 1 out. There's a strike.
I know we keep talking about it, but the bottom of the order really coming in clutch for Georgia Tech. 4 of the 7 runs being scored by the bottom 4 hitters in this lineup.
And over the head of the first baseman, it's fair ball. Runner heads to second, heads to third. The throw, not going to get there. It's a triple for Madison Dobbins. Her first of the season. And she's fired up.
And the reason the bottom of the order is so productive is because when they get on, the top of the order is able to knock them in. Really good piece of hitting there by Dobbins. And she had 3 on her mind from the word go down the right field line.
5th, make it 7th triple of the season for the Jackets. They're 4th in the ACC in that category. They lead 8-0. And here's Vukadinovic.
Vukadinovic, an interesting player for Georgia Tech, was in the opening day lineup in the outfield for Coach Eileen Morales. Said she had shown the most potential early in the offseason of the 6 newcomers.
Sometimes you see freshmen come in and look like freshmen. She's come in and got great confidence, great demeanor.
I love what Coach Morales talked about in the offseason, calling her a lefty power slapper.
It's got a Munster, Indiana. The freshman's got a 0-2 count. Slaps it and gonna get down. Fair ball, run scores. Double for Vukadinovic. Jackets need a home run to hit for the cycle in this inning. RBI double for Vukadinovic.
Really good work of staying back on that ball as she's running up in the box. Able to keep the feet inside the chalk. Just deposit it down that left field line.
Here's your hero of the night so far. Grand slam by Conley in the 2nd. Ball's going to get away from Papillo and throw to second. It's not going to get Vukadinovic, so she heads over on the wild pitch.
That's a really good read by Vukadinovic. Read the ball in the dirt, and one that it took a perfect read to be able to beat the throw from Papillo.
There's a strike. It's 14 RBIs on the season for Connolly. Up in the zone. Peel says no swing. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Conley really starting to come into form and taking that next step in her progression in her collegiate career. Mentioned Trisha Awal was the go-to in this lineup, hitting behind Kauf in that 3-hole. Conley has filled that void really nicely.
Ball 4. So runners at the corners, still just 1 out. Here's Sarah Beth Allen.
Your designated player, number 18, Sarah Beth Allen.
Allen walked and struck out looking. It was the first batter faced by Heyer. So Vukadinovic down at 3rd. Conley at 1st. See, they're taking time for a pitcher to come in. It does look like you're going to have a pitching change for UNI. Coming in from the Panther bullpen, as it is Anna Wishnowski. Here is Anna Wishnowski, the sophomore out of Wisconsin, pitching for the Panthers. 13 1/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. She last pitched on February 25th against Tennessee State, where she went an inning, didn't give up anything, and struck out 1. Faces Sarah Beth Allen with runners at the corners and just 1 out.
If you're Northern Iowa looking for Wishnowski, come in, throw strikes. She's done that so far. 6 strikeouts, just 3 walks, and 13 1/3.
0-1. Allen pops it up. Second baseman calls off everybody. Hogan with a nice play. Runner's going to stay at 3rd. As Vukadinovic thought about it, but no reason.
That's a good heads-up play by Hogan on the right side of the infield of not only pretty nice catch, but also the wherewithal to turn around and fire the softball to the plate to make sure Vukadinovic stays over at third base.
And the communication that she's fielding it as Hunter will stand in. 2 outs now. Pitch in there for a strike. Great pitch by Wisnowski. Sophomore did not pitch last year for the Panthers. One ball, one strike to the freshman. Chopper. Hogan actually going to hit the runner, and that's going to be an out and end the inning. So a threat is erased.
And you have completed the scramble. Congratulations. You will be going home with the prize courtesy of your Georgia Tech softball team.
See Madison Dobbins there going to the battery of outfielders. Vukadinovic, Dupree. Yeah, they'll get it down. Got a freshman out there you can blame. They've gotten it done, 9-0 for the Jackets. It's going to be Dodge batting here. Maya Dodge popped out to end the first. Came in batting .261.
Can't say enough of what Nelliman has done today. Grinding through innings, has worked around a couple of doubles with 1 out in each of the first and second. Has had runners on each of the first 3.
Great pitch, this leadoff Dodge with a strike.
But you've had runners get to third base, but haven't really felt like a huge threat from Northern Iowa so far.
MVC Freshman of the Year takes strike 2.
It's got to be tough for both of these starting pitchers after game gets moved back, then it starts raining, it gets moved back again. Be able to come out and be on the top of your game when you thought you were going to be throwing an hour ago, then 2 hours ago, and just trying to kind of wade your way through it.
Almost got away from Hunter. 2-2. At Cedar Rapids Kennedy High School, Dodge set the high school record for home runs in her 2021 season. She also was a state champion. You talk to coaches, they love recruiting players off state championship teams because they just have the winning atmosphere, the winning hunger. They've been there, they know what it's like.
And that's a big part, and we talked about both of these coaches establishing a culture at their respective schools. When you bring in kids that know how to win and know what it looks like to win, that's a huge difference whenever you're able to bring those kind of kids in.
Ball 4 is Dodge will head down to first base. Here's a dangerous hitter in Hannah Kelly. Had 16 at-bats last week, hit .500 with 8 hits, 3 ribbies, 1 home run. As the Panthers got back to some winning ways here in 2023. MVC Player of the Week.
We mentioned it earlier, lost their first 6, won their last 6, all here in the Peach State, but this is going to be a team that, as always, right there at the top of the valley.
They were picked to finish first, That was prior to the injury to Emmy Wells. I don't know that it would have been that much of a difference because this team's loaded and you've got the reigning coaching staff of the year in the MVC.
And I love that the MVC does it of coaching staff of the year, because a lot of times you'll see coach of the year and the assistants kind of get overlooked.
There's, ooh, that was a close pitch. Caught a ball. So 1 ball, correction, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Kelly goes down. 6th strikeout for Nelman. She continues to add to her total.
Really good job of challenging Kelly there. Trying to overpower with the fastball.
Golden Eagles now lead Kennesaw State 2-0 in the top of the 3rd. This I-75 tournament. Throw back to first. Hustling back is Dodge.
It's a slick move by Reese Hunter. Get the swing and a miss. Don't have to sit there and frame the pitch and able to snap throw off to first.
Power hitter Brooke Snyder stands in. She had a double in the 2nd. And you're going to get a visit to the circle by Hunter.
You don't see very often when a catcher goes out to the circle that the pitcher leads the conversation.
Does all the conversation, yeah.
You've got somebody like Nelman.
Yeah, that's respect, though, you know. Go out there, you're a freshman. Go out there and listen to what she's got. Maybe an adjustment here or there. 2-1. Swing and a miss. She was swinging for the fences.
It's a really good job by Nelman up in the zone with that rise ball. Wouldn't be surprised if she doubles up on that, tries to go for the put away.
2-2, just 1 out. Swing and a miss. She's got strikeout number 7. That's a good hitter you just struck out for Nelman.
Did go back to that rise ball. Again, starts right below the Panthers on the uniform. Looks like a good pitch to the hitter and then just sails above the bat.
Here's Taylor Hogan, the junior. First pitch fouled off.
Now you can kind of feel Nelman getting in her groove and really starting to work at her pace. The pace is picked up pretty considerably.
Take strike 2. Looks like she was looking for something else. She led the Panthers in doubles last year, triples, and sacrifice flies, earning her all MVC selection, first team as a sophomore. Redshirt sophomore, to be exact. This COVID year is all, got everybody all wonky.
Now you get players with 6, 7 years, almost a decade.
Yeah, we had one with 8, 8th season. Wisconsin, I believe.
Get a couple degrees, a couple master's programs done.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Taylor Hogan. Swing and a miss, strikeout number 8. That's 3 Ks in the inning for Nelman. After Beautiful evening here. Georgia Tech leads 9-0 over Northern Iowa. Jackets trying to go 9-8 on the season after a midweek loss to UGA that had to sting a little bit, as that's their rival. It'll be Hughes, Black, and Dupree scheduled to hit. And Abby Hughes will stand in. She struck out back in the first, walked in the third. And will face Wisnowski, pitching her second inning. First pitch sent on a line to the shortstop. She did not make the catch, however, and it'll be a single for Hughes. Jackets have a runner aboard with nobody out. Sharply hit ball right to the shortstop, and it was a tough play. Just scoots through the mitt, and a single for Hughes will bring up Mallory Black. Singled back in the second, walked in the third, came home to roost both times. You got Ella Edgman going out to pinch run for Abby Hughes. So here's Black. 233 on the season. And there for a strike. See the 4 home runs. Definitely some pop off the bat of Black. So you got to be careful. Runner goes down to second base. Got a great jump. I don't think the catcher recognized the runner was going early enough.
Yeah, really good jump by Edgman. You didn't hear, normally when a runner breaks for second, you hear the entire infield yell runner.
Right.
Didn't hear that till late, so I don't think Papillo realized that the runner was off.
1-1 to Black. There's a strike. Edgman now 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner at second base. Jackets in control, 9-0.
Black's somebody that has had to adapt to a new role in this Jackets lineup. Was a mainstay at the top of the lineup for the majority of last year.
Nice off speed. Falls outside the zone, however, 3-2. It's a final weekend of non-conference play for the Jackets as they travel to Charlottesville March 10th, 11th, and 12th to face the Cavaliers. Ooh, that ball came in, and Black will head down to first.
It's hard to believe it's already conference play.
It really gets here in a hurry, doesn't it?
My goodness.
They'll play a midweek game against number 19 Auburn. That's Wednesday, 2 p.m. And then it's conference time. ACC is no joke. Here's Dupree, bunt. Couldn't deaden it. And fouls it off. She had a beauty of a single on a bunt last inning in the third.
Jackets had played a really good schedule, getting them ready for ACC play.
Strike 2 taken. Yeah, that ACC Big Ten Challenge is always fun. They've loaded the schedule with tough opponents like Georgia and Auburn out of the SEC. Off the plate, ball one.
Even look at opening weekend, you had North Texas, who was receiving votes at the time in the preseason poll, coming in. UConn, who I think is going to make some noise later on throughout conference play.
Oh, came inside. She couldn't find it and strikes out. Fourth strikeout for the Panthers. First by Wisnowski.
That's a really good pitch by Wisnowski. Throws it on the inside board of the batter's box. And it's one that Dupree can't hold up on, but not a whole lot she could do with it.
Here's Soleo. She walked and had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. She's going to bunt it. Third, scoops it. Nice play by Snyder. On to Lamprecht at first base for out number 2. Runners advance to second and third, however.
It'll go down as a sacrifice bunt, but I think Soleo was trying to do similar to what you saw Dupree do her last at bat, just poke it past that third baseman. And that's the worst case scenario. It's still a pretty good one for Georgia Tech.
Here's Dobbins, 3 for 3 on the evening with 2 singles and a triple. She goes up the third base line and it's fair. It gets into the corner. Dobbins going for third. Nope, she's going to hold up and be satisfied with a 2-run double. That's insurance runs right there. 4 for 4 night. And they're going to look at this to see if it was fair or foul. Oh boy, that's close.
That's close. And softball, the lines are the home plate umpire's responsibility. Normally on the baseball side, you would see that third base umpire who's standing right on top of it make the call. That's home plate umpire's responsibility. It looked like live that it was right over that third base bag. And again, you've got to remember, even if it hits foul past the bag, if it goes over the bag,
yep,
it's a fair ball. It's going to be close, and I don't know that there's going to be an angle to definitively say it was foul. Get another look at it.
This is the best angle you got. I don't think you can overturn it based off that.
Yeah, it looks like it either hits the line or get another look at it here. It comes inside of
it almost hits the bag, doesn't it?
Yeah. Couldn't tell if it's right over the top of the bag. I think it was a good call by home plate umpire, but at very least, I don't know that there's enough to overturn it.
Russell McLachlan behind home plate making the call. They'll review this one. If it stands 11-0 Jackets, then Madison Dobbins having a 4 for 4 day with 2 singles, a triple, and a double. Vukadinovic will be batting if this stands. So Coach Eileen Morales, there's Vukadinovic, came in when Emma Kauf was hit on that back elbow, her left elbow. She went down in a heap and stayed there. So we wish her all the best and quick healing. Because you do not want Emma Kauf missing any games with the conference approaching. So the officials are coming out. And there it is. Call is confirmed. Fair ball. Double for Dobbins. 3 RBIs on the night. And And here's Vukadinovic. She's got that look too. She's all business now.
Freshman coming in, we mentioned it earlier, was in the opening day lineup. Been in and out over the last couple of weeks, but she's somebody that's going to have a really good career here on the flats.
Had a RBI double. Her first at bat coming in relief of Kauf, and slaps that foul. 11-0 Jackets.
D1 softball in the offseason did a fall report on Georgia Tech softball, and loved what Coach Morales was saying about Vukadinovic. That she hates pumping up freshmen, but with Vukadinovic, there's not a whole lot other choice.
Ooh, comes inside, gets away from Popillo. Runner advances to third. Wild pitch, I would believe, is the call, as it came in on Vukadinovic. Here's the pitch. Slapped into left. Gets down. Another run scores. Vukadinovic is 2 for 2. RBI single for the freshman.
That's a great piece of hitting for Vukadinovic. Really had to go down, and as you're running up the box, you're almost angling towards first base. Had to go away to be able to just get bat to ball, able to loop it over the third baseman's head. Really good play.
Okay, here's Conley. Popped out, walked, and a big grand slam in the second. It's got a runner at first with 2 outs. Takes a ball.
This is the kind of offense that you love to see from Georgia Tech if you're a Jackets fan. Everybody in the lineup has reached.
That's going to pop away, and Vukadinovic will head down to second.
Seven of the 12 runs from Georgia Tech have come from the bottom 4 in the order. It's a good night at the ballpark.
Out of North Gwinnett High School is Conley. You know their mascot by any chance? North Gwinnett?
Ooh, I should.
Red Elephants.
I'd love to know who came up with that.
I don't know.
And why.
I don't know. Sure, there's a story behind it. Out of Suwanee, Georgia. Strike called. 2-2. At this point in the game, you got to know that strike zone's probably a little bit bigger than it was in the first. Sophomore waits the 2-2. Strike 3 called. So we headed. Jackets in control of this one. Started the second inning with Dobbins singling through the right side for an RBI. And then Grace Conley homers, driving in 4. The bottom of the 3, it was the Jackets continuing to slap runs home. Then the 4th inning, Dobbins once again doubled down the line, and Vukadinovic singles to left, scoring Dobbins. And it's a 12-0 Jackets lead as Blake Nelman back in the circle. 84 pitches on the night will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. As the Panthers trying to avoid the run rule. Down by 12 here. The first pitch swinging is Mosh. You also have some changes in the field as Edgman out to left, Dobbins into first, and Vukadinovic will move over to left field.
Talked about it last inning. It looked like Nelman has found her groove.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
The last 5 outs she's recorded have been via strikeout. You wedge a dodge walk in the middle of that, but really good work for Nelman.
Ball's lifted out towards left, and Edgman will get a chance to play defensively. Puts it away for out number 1.
Always seems to work out that way. You come into the ball game fresh, and the ball will find you.
Here's Lamprecht. She fouled out back in the 3rd for her only at bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled back. We'll even it up, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here.
Lamprecht, another one that we were talking about earlier. Coaches like to recruit players from winning programs. 2 state titles. Had a state title in volleyball as well.
She's gonna pop it up right side of the field, and Vukodonovic will come in and put it away for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down to the top of the order, and Sanders scheduled to hit, and she will stand in there. Ooh, comes in and hits her. That Evo shield comes in handy.
It sounds wicked when it comes off of it, but as a hitter, that's when you absolutely love it.
Ooh, yeah. Papillo will be the batter with a runner at first. Might as well stick that wing out there.
Yeah, but knowing my luck, it would miss the Evo shield and catch you right above it.
I mean, how many times do you see a catcher just head to toe in padding and it finds an open spot? Papillo takes strike 1. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. First game here in this I-75 tournament that features the Jackets, Northern Iowa, Southern Miss, Brown, Kennesaw State, and Georgia State. Because of the rain, some of those games have been canceled. There's a ball lifted into right field and out of here. So those insurance runs coming in handy as Papillo plates 2 runs on a 2-run home run.
That was a blast to right field. It clears the trees.
3rd home run of the season for her.
Not necessarily a bad pitch by Nelman. Tried to go with the rise ball up in the zone and just caught too much at the top of the zone.
So shutout is erased. 3rd hit of the night for the Panthers. And here comes Parks. She's going to go the other way, but drop it in foul.
Two of the 3 hits coming from Papillo. A couple of extra base hits, and really been impressed with what she's been able to do both at the plate and behind the plate as well.
Parks is 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. There's a ball, 1-1. I think Nelman may still be chewing on that last pitch to Papillo. There's a strike. 1-2. Parks did strike out looking back in the 3rd. With a score the way it is, you think she'll be swinging at anything close, trying to put it in play somewhere. Takes ball 2.
Element has done really well with the heart of the order. 3, 4, and 5. 0 for 5 on the day.
Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 between Southern Miss and Kennesaw State. About 22 miles north, up by 75. Here's the 2-2. Jackets will face Southern Miss tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Should be a much prettier day tomorrow. Three-two. Got a great defense behind you. If I'm Nelman, I'm just putting it in there. She does, fouls off.
Just go right after Parks here. Oh, it's the 3-hole hitter. Challenger, make her beat you.
100th pitch for Blake Nelman. It's a 3-2 with 2 outs. Trying to end the game for the Jackets. Strike 3 called. Down goes Parks, and the Jackets have won this on the 100th pitch by Blake Nelman.
Really good game for Georgia Tech, and one that we talked about with a couple of delays that you saw before the game because of rain to get this one going. And Blake Nelman, what an outing. It's not one that was necessarily going to jump out on the stat sheet to you, but just grinded through the first couple of innings, finally found her groove in about the 3rd, and then just cruised, and the offense took care of the rest.
The Jackets pick up win number 9 here in 2023, 9-8 on the season. 12 runs, 10 hit, but it was all Jackets. 12-2 the final score. For Colin Lacey, I'm Nathan McCrary. We say so long from Newborn Field as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets defeat Northern Iowa here in this game 1 of the I-75 Classic. It's Georgia Tech and Southern Miss tomorrow here on the ACC